Today, we're delving into the captivating world of Greek mythology, exploring the legendary tale of Theseus and the Minotaur. I may use two different pronunciations in this video, both the Greek Theseus and the English where he's referred to as Theseus. So just a note there, he is the hero in our story. But before we embark on this mythical journey, let's set the stage with some historical context from the late Bronze Age in Greece. The Bronze Age in Greece is believed to have occurred around 3000 BC to 1200 BC, characterized by significant advancements in metallurgy and the use of bronze, an alloy of copper and tin. This period saw the rise of great civilizations such as the Minoans on the island of Crete and the Mycenaeans on the mainland. In Crete, the Minoans were known for their impressive palaces, extensive trade networks, and their rich mythology, which heavily influenced later Greek legends. Meanwhile, on the mainland, the Mycenaeans were the dominant force, and their warrior culture laid the foundation for the epic stories that have captured our imagination for centuries. Before we dive into the thrilling tale of Theseus and the Minotaur, it would mean a lot to me today if I could earn your subscription. If you enjoy this video and you'd like to see more, please hit the subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me and it would really go a long way in helping me to grow. Thank you. Our story begins in the ancient city of Athens, a city-state known for its great wisdom and governance. Plutarch, the historian, tells us that a Cretan prince known as Androgeos was treacherously killed in Athens. There are varying accounts as to the reason. Some say it was because he participated in the Pan-Atheniac Games and was murdered by envious competitors for outshining them and taking all the triumphs and prizes. However, the real reason for his murder remains a little murky. There are varying theories. Whatever the cause of Androgeos' death, his father, King Minos of Crete, was enraged, and since then he demanded a sinister tribute to be paid by Athens every 9 years. To avenge his son's death, he forced King Aegean of Athens to send 7 young men and 7 maidens as sacrifices to be devoured by the Minotaur, a monstrous creature, half man and half bull, residing in a labyrinth on Crete. The story of how King Minos ended up with a Minotaur on his island is a little bit strange. In traditional Greek mythology, the story goes that King Minos was meant to sacrifice a bull to Poseidon, and for whatever reason he failed to do so. Because of this, ironically, out of some strange Greek god humor, Poseidon caused his wife to lust after the very animal which he was meant to sacrifice. King Minos' wife, Queen Pasiphae, slept with a bull which was sent down by Zeus, and eventually she gave birth to the Minotaur, a creature half man, half bull. King Minos was embarrassed, but did not want to kill the Minotaur, so he hid the monster in the labyrinth at the Minoan palace of Knossos. According to the myth, Minos imprisoned many of his enemies at Knossos, and would unknowingly get lost in the labyrinth, eventually to be devoured by the Minotaur. The labyrinth was an intricate maze, designed by the brilliant inventor Daedalus. Its twisting passages were designed to be inescapable, and once thrown inside, the victims would meet their doom at the hands of the Minotaur. Enter Theseus, the valiant son of King Aegean. Determined to end this horrific tradition, Theseus volunteered to be one of the sacrificial tributes and sailed to Crete. King Aegean tried to make him change his mind, but Theseus was determined to slay the Minotaur. Theseus promised his father that he would put up white sails coming back from Crete, allowing his father to know in advance that he was coming back alive, and the boat would return with black sails if Theseus was killed. Along the way, Theseus met the beautiful and resourceful princess Ariadne, daughter of King Minos. She fell in love with Theseus and decided to aid him in his quest. Ariadne knew that even if Theseus was able to slay the Minotaur, he would be trapped in the labyrinth forever, and there's no way he would ever escape alive. So she provided Theseus with a magical ball of thread, which was meant to help him navigate the labyrinth. unraveling the thread as he moved forward. He could ensure he found his way back out after facing the Minotaur. Armed with his courage and the secret weapon of Ariadne's thread, Theseus confronted the fearsome Minotaur in a deadly battle. Through sheer strength and bravery, Theseus managed to slay the Minotaur, ending its reign of terror. And using the thread's guidance, Theseus retraced his steps through the labyrinth and safely led the other Athenian youths back to freedom. After departing from Crete, victorious, Theseus' boat stopped at the island of Naxos, and the Athenians had a long celebration dedicated to Theseus and Ariadne and their new love. After many hours of feasting and drinking, Ariadne fell asleep on the shore and didn't return to the boat before it sailed to Athens. Theseus only realized when it was too late, and he ended up leaving Ariadne behind. And he was so upset by this that he completely forgot about the promise made to his father, and he never changed his sails. One of Theseus's fatal flaws was his impulsiveness or his recklessness. This is almost in a way which made him brave enough to go and face the Minotaur, but ultimately that same bravery became reckless at times. A different version of the myth mentions that Theseus actually deliberately left Ariadne on Naxos, but either way, in his confusion, he forgot to return the sails. King Aegean was waiting anxiously on the cliffs to see the sails of the boat. Over the horizon, he saw the black sails from afar and presumed his son was dead. In his anguish, he threw himself off the cliffs, committing suicide. And the very sea which King Aegean threw himself into, from then on became known as the Aegean Sea. The myth of Theseus and the Minotaur has inspired numerous artists throughout the centuries, who have created paintings and sculptures dedicated to the myth and the hero of Athens. The story of Theseus and the Minotaur reminds us of the power of courage and resourcefulness in the face of a daunting challenge. But also, one of the themes found in the myth is the idea that one cannot escape their true destiny, the path of one's life as determined by the gods.